laughing at, Kev?
Because I'm sorry, just go.
He's laughing. So anyway, welcome. This is Heroes and Brews with Nerdy Dudes. Obviously, we are your host, Ty,
Sure.
Uncle Coco, and
What's up?
this week we're going to dive into the Logan trailer because it was pretty epic.
I don't even know if epic is the word.
What would you describe it as? Epic's pretty high.
Mind blow? Maybe epic's more than mind
I
blow.
think epic's the way to go.
I felt very emotional
You felt emotional.
during this trailer.
It brought out feelings of sadness, happiness, excitedness.
Like every
Anger.
emotion you could think of. For all you crazy kids out there, emojis. Think of all the crazy emojis that you guys text each other in high school. All of those.
All of them.
That was me the entire time. Doing
If you have the whole palette of emojis, every single one, even like the dog, the burrito,
the dog, the
the
burrito,
numbers,
Santa Claus,
there were-
the poop thing, the taco,
thing.
all of them together. This was my reaction to this trailer. If this movie doesn't win an Oscar, I am going to Canada.
He's going to Canada.
Not because of Trump. Because if this movie doesn't win an
Because
Oscar,
if Logan doesn't win an
I
Oscar.
will leave the country.
You can't because we still need to do this show.
That's true. I will stay in the country.
He'll just be a resident of Canada and just come back and do the show.
I'll figure something out. I don't know.
But anyway, so, beer of the week. So, last week, this is recorded, so kind of today,
Yeah.
we went to Victory
The
because
future.
they had their release of their Sour Monkey remix.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't want to say the freaking beer, but I guess I did. So I can't do my drum roll anymore. But so
You
they had
can still drum roll,
they had
that's
a
fine.
release of their beer called Sour Monkey Remix. They have a beer called Sour Monkey. It's a sour beer they have. And they remixed it by aging it in Chardonnay. And it was pretty good.
Fancy. Yeah.
It kind of tastes like wine. I guess I'll just go into it since I already ruined it. It kind of tastes like a white wine. Obviously, it's aged in Chardonnay. And it's a good beer. I enjoyed it. I'm actually surprised you liked it because
I'm surprised I liked it because I'm not a huge sour beer fan. Wine is kind of iffy to me, but I dug it. I don't know. Yeah, I was feeling it. Wait, is Chardonnay a white wine? Is Chardonnay a white wine? It is a white wine?
our specialist said that Chardonnay is a white wine.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to know the special.
Anyway, so do you want to pull out the fancy 750 milliliter bottle so you can
the 750
show the
milliliter
world
bottle.
about the
Yeah.
Sour Monkey remix?
How's my butt look? It looks pretty good. These sweet jeans I get.
No, there's no harassment in this podcast.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You can just pull it out. I
You
wanted
sure?
to do the drum roll, but I already ruined it.
You can drum roll it.
No, I ruined it.
Alright, that's
So,
fine. This is
Wow.
it. I know, my God.
It's got a nice blue.
Maybe one day when we
Label
have like
on
a really
there.
high budget, we could have music.
We should. Oh, that's
As
a good
we
idea too.
unleash.
I like that idea.
The beer.
See, the thing is, we think of new things to do on the show during the show.
I actually
So
really
it's
dig that graphic.
Yeah, so do I.
I don't know who does the graphics.
Does it say remix on it?
It does say
It does,
remix
right?
on
Where?
it. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it has a little remix thing. I
Yeah.
think the original one's like purple, or is that the Golden Monkey? Oh, and that's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
Golden Monkey. So last week I didn't address it because, or today, the same thing, whatever you want to call it. Today,
Whatever.
last week,
Yeah.
I added that to the wall of awesomeness because it was half off at Victory. So I was like, why not buy a
Yeah,
Golden Monkey?
discounts.
Yeah, discounts are great. Clearance. You left the thing open again. I gotta close it.
Oh, did I? Oh, you don't want it open
Well,
or closed?
We're gonna keep this out because we might drink this more. But we're gonna close that.
Uh-huh.
So Logan trailer.
Yeah.
So I watched the new one for the first time today. The original trailer sucked me in when Logan took his claws, or what do you want to call them, and put them through the dude's face in the beginning. Because
Oh, yeah.
that's rated R, first off, which gets my attention. It's sick, twisted, and amazing because this is what Wolverine needs. This is what Hugh Jackman needs for his
Yeah.
last film. And it's going to be exciting. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be that kind of movie. You're going to see a lot of blood, probably a lot of guts. I kind of like that stuff. As long as it's not my guts, I'll probably pass out if it's my own.
I would pass out too.
But it's going to be pretty epic. I think, like you said, this is probably going to win an award. Because if not, it's kind of surprising.
I thought Days of Future Past should have won something. I still stand by that. I think Days of Future Past is an amazing film. Of course, a lot of people will probably write it off as a superhero film, which it is in a comic book film, but it's so much more than that. The story in that film is fantastic. James McAvoy, who was in Split, which we're about to see very soon.
You can say that.
But
we're about to see it very soon.
James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender have amazing chemistry in that, and they both kill it as a young Professor X and a young Magneto. So that movie alone, it's unreal. The movie's very, I don't know. Have you seen Days of Future Past?
No, I
my
still haven't
gosh.
seen it.
I don't know. Oh my god, I gotta bring it over.
But remember, we're talking about a Logan trailer. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I could go on about Days of Future Past for hours. The Logan trailer. This movie, I don't know. Like Days of Future Past, I feel like it separates itself from the superhero movie universe. Like, let's just put all the superhero movies in like their own thing. Days of Future Past, I feel like pulled out of that in a way. Yes, it was comic book characters, but it was so much different. And I feel like this movie is so different than what we're used to seeing. This, to me, looks like just a regular, like, dramatic piece with comic book characters, like, thrown into it.
I love how Professor X is in it. I think that adds a lot to it. X-23 looks... I mean, you don't really see her say anything.
And I kind of hope she doesn't speak. Or maybe, like, at the very end, she says maybe, like, a line to Logan or something.
But she's she's kick-ass. Like, it's a little girl whooping on everyone with her claws. Should I call them claws? Like, is that, like, the proper term?
Call them claws, yeah.
So she comes, like, she has her claws, she's whooping ass. In the beginning of the trailer, she's in, like, a 7-Eleven or a store, and she's, like, eating Pringles, drinking chips, put sunglasses on, and the store clerk's like, you gotta pay her for it, and he goes to take the stuff from her and flips her on her back. Yeah. She flips him on his back. Like, she means business, and it's, like, cool, because, like, what's cooler than a little girl kicking old guys' asses? Like, even when she was coming out, when, like, I don't know what the army was, but, I'm gonna mess up his name. It was Boyd.
This is your guy, man. This is your moment. This is your moment to shine.
It's Boyd Holbrook. He is actually in Narcos. I guess he's the main villain for the movie. It looks that way.
I don't.
And I don't know. Yeah, it looks that way. It might not be, but he sends someone in to get X-23. She obviously kills him and comes out, and then starts to whoop ass again. And just to like go off track a little bit, just for really quick, Boyd Holbrook, it was awesome in Narcos. If you haven't watched Narcos on Netflix, he does an amazing job as a DEA for the United States, trying to find what's his name?
Narcos?
Well, Narcos...
I haven't watched the show.
They're the drug trade. No, I'm thinking... what the hell is his name? I am blanking out. I'm so bad with names and I didn't find it. If you haven't noticed, my brain is shot when it comes to names. It'll come back to me in a second.
Sometimes he forgets his own name.
But, my name...
It's 2 letters.
It's too
That's
short
all it
for me
is.
to forget. But he just does a really good job in that show, so I'm excited to see how he is as a villain, instead of, like, the DA rising to the occasion to help take down whatever his name is. I'm forgetting. I'll remember it in like 10 minutes. I'll be like, oh, it's
once
this.
we shut this off.
But yeah, he's a good actor in my opinion. I think he's gonna break out as the villain or the possible villain for Logan. But yeah, that's my take on him.
Where do I start? I can't wait for this movie. I think as far as if you're just going to talk about comic book films for this year, this is probably one of my most this definitely is one of my most anticipated. It's right up there with, I would say, Justice League, honestly. I don't know who's going to surpass Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Logan.
No one will.
From years to come.
It's funny because like he plays Logan so well, and everyone's so accustomed to him playing Logan.
I mean, he's been Wolverine for what's it, 14 years?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
That's
Since
the
the
most
original
that
X-Men.
anybody's ever been. I think one character in a film.
And
it's mind blowing.
Yeah, and it's his last film. It's rated R, so he has like no rules pretty much. And I love how in the trailer, after he comes to tell X-23 in the shop, you can't do that, and steals like cigars and stuff and like rolls out.
Yeah, that's
like,
great.
He gives no shits at all.
There's so many great points in this trailer. One that we have up now. They show an X-Men comic, which is kind of interesting to me because I wonder if, you know, because they've been, you know, the X-Men have obviously been established before this film. If, you know, they live in a world where they took the X-Men that actually exist in their world and made them into a comic book. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of interested to figure out that whole scene and that whole concept. I know it just seems like something really small, you know, in this trailer, but to me that really stands out. It's kind of interesting. Unless it's just kind of like paying homage to the X-Men comic book series. But...
Or do you think the X-Men are... Because obviously this is Old Man Logan, right? Do you think Do you think the X-Men are still around? Or do you think the comic book is stating that the X-Men were in the past, they did their thing, and it's just reciting the stories that happened for the X-Men, but like altered? Because he says in the trailer, he's like, these are the stories of the old X-Men, but like not to their true potential or the true dialogue, whatever it is.
To be honest with you, I don't know. Old Man Logan is a comic that's on my list to read. From what I understand, in the Old Man Logan comic, like Spider-Man makes an appearance, and I think there's a few others. So I think they obviously took from that. I think X-23 does play a big part, but it's not a full-on adaptation of that series, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But I think so many fans were praying for an Old Man Logan type film just because it was Hugh Jackman's last performance as Logan / Wolverine. But there's something about this film, man. I don't know. It's just there's one actually. Now that I'm talking about it, like there was one thing about this trailer. There was a lot of things, but one thing in particular that really stuck out to me in this trailer is we're so used to Wolverine as being this stubborn, badass, cocky guy who puts people in their place. And in this trailer, I think this is the first time we've ever seen a vulnerable Logan Wolverine. The first time where he just looks lost and beaten down. And
he's been through a lot.
It's just crazy to see him this way. And
obviously he cares for X-23. He wouldn't be going through all this if he didn't care about it.
Now, I have and I said it earlier before we put the camera on, I have a feeling this movie is going to be like a tearjerker.
Yeah. Either
between Logan and X-23 and or Logan and Professor X. Mm-hmm. Because Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman's chemistry in all of these films has been unreal. And I just feel there's going to be a lot of sad moments in this. Like, I just feel, and my hopes are very high for this film, I feel at the very end of this film, we're going to leave the theater and I'm going to look at these guys and go, holy shit.
You know what this movie gives me a vibe of?
What's that?
Last of Us.
Yes!
Because you got the older man looking out for the younger girl who has the cure to the virus that's spreading for, like, the zombie-esque virus. And it just, like, the whole journey between them. And what sells it for me is, like, the image at the end where they're riding in the car together. X-23's bloody knuckles are out there, obviously, because she's stabbing people with her claws.
And he's like
Logan
torn
looks,
up.
Yeah, Logan looks all torn up, just driving one hand on the wheel. Like
that shot right there is awesome.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's awesome.
It says it all. And like I said, that gives me like a Last of Us vibe. And that in itself was a great game. That could be a movie. That whole story was perfect. Like that was one of the best games that was made story wise.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is going to show shades of that because it's a man who's not obviously I don't think related to X-23. Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that I don't know, to be honest with you.
But like knowing that she might be the savior for the future of the world, and he's trying to keep her safe.
Yeah.
And that's how it was for The Last of Us 2. And I think it's going to come and be great chemistry on the screen. And plus, what even makes it better is all their fight scenes because she does an awesome job.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's CGI or if it's actually like someone, like maybe a midget doing the scenes, or if it's actually her. But she's like flying through the air, kicking ass.
I don't
like,
know.
it's
This
really
little girl
cool.
looks like she's gonna own the film.
Yeah.
But I love Wolverine when he's in those roles. For example, with the first X-Men that came out in 2000, I believe. Like I said, Wolverine Logan has this very sarcastic. He's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but in that film, his relationship with Rogue is a very either father-daughter, older brother-sister relationship. That's what I get from this, and I love him in that because even though he comes off as he's a douchebag. And he's just kind of, okay, you can tell me whatever you want, but I'm going to do things my way. But the minute he has somebody that he feels like he has to look out for, his whole entire attitude changes. And I love that aspect of Wolverine and Logan. Like, that's why he's one of my favorite comic book characters, because he has that, I'm this guy, I do my own thing, and that's that. If you're okay with it, whatever. If you're not, screw you. But the minute he feels like he is responsible for somebody, his whole entire dynamic changes, and I love that about him. And I feel like we're going to get that a lot in this film.
We're going to see a different side of Logan and a different side of Hugh Jackman's acting.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna take the cake. I think it's going to be a great movie.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't come soon enough.
Yeah. March, right?
Yeah.
Bro, it's like 2 months. Yeah.
It's close. It's like a month, maybe.
My God.
Month and a half.
It's awesome.
But I think that's a good spot to wrap this up. Go drink Sour Monkey Remix. If you like white wines and like a little bit of sourness,
I don't, but I like this.
he likes it. It's a good beer.
Go figure.
I hope they continue it, but if they're not, go within the next week or two to Victory Brewing Company, Kennett Square in Pennsylvania, Downingtown, Parksburg.
Yeah, you got all like the locations.
Yeah, I'm good. That's what I know. I know
Yeah.
locations. I might not know actors.
My man doesn't know
and
names, but he
actresses.
knows
I
locations.
got locations.
And
I
bars.
can send you to places.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But yeah, go check any of those out. Grab it. They got the 750 milliliters. We showed you the bottle. Check it out. We're gonna go see Logan. You'll probably go see Logan if you're watching this because it's gonna change the game.
Just do it. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah,
Go see it.
just do it. But again, as always, thank you for watching.
Thank you guys.
And have a great night.
Good night, guys.
I'm putting that in.
Look at you and your chalice.
I want to like put my pinky up when I drink this.
Yeah, I feel like you should.
Laura, come say hi.